Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4Caps Killer. On this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my universal game mode uh, calibration settings that I think will work for everyday use games. Meaning, what I'm going to give you here is pretty much going to be something that you will be able to use on your Sony X900E or 930E for everyday use games. Meaning that you won't have to tweak here, tweak there for specific game. This should work for every game that you use on your TV, on your Sony X900E and 930E. So no matter what game you're playing, this should work. So I'm using here a Tekken 7 as a an example of that. You can see a little bit that's brighter, but that's because I want the picture to pop, to be a little bit more brighter. You can see that the shadow detail, it's nicely represented here. Nothing's being crushed. See the shadow here? The way she's moving. So what I did here is I balanced pretty much everything here. I kept everything at the balance for you guys. So when you're playing this game, the latency will be good, and the response time will be good as well. So let's start with this calibration settings here. Remember, we're in a game mode right here. We're using a game mode. Now, before you do anything, it's very important that you turn this light sensor off. Turn the light sensor off because the light sensor will give you even more brighter picture. Okay. If you choose to use more brighter picture, you can turn the light sensor off. But this only works if you're not using HDR. If you're using HDR, this thing will be disabled automatically, okay? But I personally like to keep it on because I am watching this TV from 2-3 feet away, not that far away, so I keep it on. This is a personal preference. Light sensor, it's a personal preference, okay? This really, it's not gonna affect your calibration that much. It optimizes the brightness based on your ambient light. So if it's too dark, it's gonna optimize it for what too dark. If it's too light, it will optimize it for too light environment. So this will not impact you that much. So it's a personal preference. So just put this aside, put this on the hold. It's a personal preference. It's not gonna make that much of a difference. Now let's go to the advanced settings. Remember, we're in a game mode. I left brightness and I left contrast at maximum because I assume most of the games you'll be playing here on Sony X900E or 930E will be HDR. So I'm assuming a lot of these games you'll be playing will be HDR. So I kept the brightness and I kept the contrast at maximum here. So you guys can see a little bit closer. I left gamma at 0. So as you can see, the first 3 right here, I left equal, balanced. Brightness and contrast, I left maximum, gamma at 0, black levels at 50, and black adjustments at high. All right. The reason I left black adjustments at high, because you already have black levels at 50. So it's okay to leave the black adjustments at high. Remember, you don't want to crush your deep dark levels. You just want to keep the deep dark levels to a certain degree, so you can see like that shadow. You see that shadow? So you can see that shadow. See the way she's moving? So you want to, if you can see that shadow, then you're not crushing your deep dark levels. Okay, then deep dark levels are great. They're fine. You're seeing all the details. You're seeing the reflection of the fireplace and everything. You see the reflection of light emitting of that reflection from the fireplace. So that's what you want. You know, you can keep the black adjustments of medium, but if you do that, then the picture will become way too brighter, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to make it too bright. Okay. Then now you're brightening out your picture for no reason, and you're losing the detail of the shadow. So remember, you're looking for balance, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm keeping it balanced. So black adjustment's high, black level 50. Now all of these features here, you can keep it high. This is only going to help. Contrast enhancer at high will only help, will make picture more dynamic, will make the deep dark levels and white bright levels more dynamic between each other. Local dimming, you want them at high because you want to take advantage of reducing that bleeding light from the LED backlit. Remember, this is the LCD LED TV. It's still an LCD TV, but it uses the LED backlit. So local dimming reduces that LED backlit so it doesn't bleed. So when you're looking at from an angle, it doesn't bleed as much here. And this is pretty good for an LED TV. I think this is the best you're gonna get for an LED TV. Here I am, like right from the corner like this. And it still looks great. Now, extended dynamic range, it's also something that's part of the X1 chip that Sony has, and it works really well. It really does. It really keeps the picture more dynamic. It balances the deep dark levels and the white bright levels, okay, and also keeps the color more dynamic as well. All right, so now speaking of color, let's keep the color at 50. The reason I'm keeping it at 50 because I'm assuming you'll be playing HDR games. And remember, again, what I'm doing here, I'm doing something universal because I don't want to oversaturate nothing. Okay, there's three things that I want to do here. I don't want to oversaturate color, number one. I don't want to crush my deep dark levels, number two. And number three, I don't want to crush my white bright levels either. So I'm trying to keep a balance here. Okay. Color temperature, I like to keep it neutral because I want to have a nice balanced tone of color. Okay, so that way it's not too cold and it's not too warm. It's just a nice balanced tone of color. And the live color, I keep it at high because we already have color at 50. Why not brighten out these colors a little bit? Let's keep the colors brighter, especially with the HDR. They're just going to pop a little bit better. In terms of clarity, sharpness, I have it at 43, but honestly, I could keep this balanced and I could leave it at 34 right here. I think 34 it's great. Going down below 30, I noticed it gets a little bit more softer, but I think 34 it's great here. Here I am, not even 2 feet away from the TV, and it looks great. Most of you will be watching this TV 7 or to 6 feet away from the TV, so you will definitely benefit from 34. If you go a little bit lower, then things will become more softer, because when you're watching it from a distance, you will notice that the picture will become more softer, and then you're not gonna like that. I think 34 it's ideal because I'm doing this for universal purposes. I'm guessing you'll be sitting 6 to 7 feet away from the TV, so I'm giving you guys 34 here. Reality creation, I just keep all of this at automatic. Keep everything at automatic. Smooth gradation, keep it at high. All of these things are really not going to make that much of an impact. I don't have time to talk about smooth gradation, and because it would take a while for me to explain what it does. I'll do that on a separate video. Reality creation also, it's something I can talk about later on a separate video. But for right now, keep all of this at automatic. Keep the reality creation automatic, and keep the smooth gradation at high. In terms of motion flow, just keep it like this. Make sure that your clearness it's at minimum. You don't have to move clearness to any kind of increasing percentage, because if you do that, if you increase here, let me show you. If you increase clearness, what happens is it dims down the picture. See how it's being dimmed down? And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that the clearness it's at minimum. So keep the clearness at minimum. Besides, this TV has a great motion flow to begin with. There's barely any judder due to the X1 processing chip. And in terms of video option, keep HDR mode automatic. All of these things you can keep automatic. Color space, HDMI video range. Let the TV decide what type of HDMI it's detecting, what type of color space it's outputting. Let the TV decide. Okay, this is the best option. So I think everything I showed you here, pretty much it's equally balanced on a game mode. And I think these are really great universal gaming settings. I don't think you'll find anything better than this, in my opinion. There's nothing here that's out of place or that's oversaturated or that's overblown. Everything here it's set to balanced level. Clarity, as you can see, sharpness 34. I personally feel that the 34 it's a great level to be at. So try these settings. I think they're great. I think they will work. Me personally. And you can see that here too. Like even on this game, you can see that it works well. Everything's detailed. Even from an angle, it looks great. It works well. I'm purposely like doing this. I'm like keeping it here from an angle so you guys can see it. And I purposely dimmed down the lights and put the covers on my window just so that way you guys can see how this calibration works in the dark areas. Because I know you guys are always concerned about the bleeding light. And I can tell you, here I am in a very dark room, that there is no bleeding light on this TV. Barely. I mean, if you really get close to it, like on the corners, you will see it obviously a little bit because it is still an LCD LED, LCD LED backlit TV, but it's not to the point where it's like Samsung. Samsung, it's like ridiculous. The Agilent, it's one of the worst panels ever, man. That thing bleeds horribly from an angle. But this one, it's not. This one, it's full array of local dimming, and it works well. So I think that these settings that I just showed you here are definitely something that's going to work for every game out there. It's going to work really universally. Maybe we can try and go to Gran Turismo really quick and just check it out. And here's Gran Turismo Sport. Even from an angle here, it looks great. Yeah, so you should definitely check these settings, utilize them. The one that I use for Gran Turismo Sport yesterday, I noticed it was a mistake to use the gamma -1, and I think I had my black levels way too low. I was kind of crushing my deep dark levels. Okay, so I felt that was a bit wrong. So that previous video, I think I totally understand why people didn't like it because I was kind of crushing a little bit my deep dark levels there. So that was a mistake on that video. But I think this one right here, this one will definitely give you the best universal settings because everything you see here, it's balanced. There's nothing here that's overblown or oversaturated. Everything you see here on these settings looks very balanced, and I think you guys will enjoy it. And I think definitely the color temperature neutral will definitely be something that you will appreciate, guys. And here I am. Maybe I can do this demo. Doesn't matter which angle I turn it. This TV will always give you a great viewing angle, even if you watch it like this. This TV always gives a great viewing angle. And this is what I was talking about, the X1 chip. All right. It looks really good. So yeah, guys, go ahead. Try these settings. Let me know what you think. Maybe, look, I'm open for other suggestions. If you guys have some suggestions, you can do so. But I think What I did here is pretty much the most universal balanced game mode you're gonna get. I mean, I don't know. Let's go to this one more time. I don't think I crushed anything here. It's on the game mode. Let's go to the picture adjustments here. Brightness, hold on. There we go. Here, brightness at maximum, contrast at maximum, gamma at 0, black level 50, black adjustments high, advanced contrast enhancers high, local dimming high, extended dynamic range high. Everything here, it's balanced. Color, it's at 50. Color temperature, neutral. Live color at high because we want to get a little bit of that color pop. Clarity, sharpness, 34. Reality creation, automatic. Smooth gradation on flat surfaces. This is something, just keep it at high, which I will explain on some other video. Motion flow, clearness at minimum, smoothness is set to default at 3. Let's see, video options, everything set to automatic, HDR mode automatic, video range, HDMI, automatic, color space automatic. So I think everything here, it's pretty much set to a default balanced level. And I think it works great. I think you guys will definitely enjoy these settings. You will get a nice detail here. Nothing will be crushed. And I think these are good balanced settings here. If you guys, like I said, if you are open for something different, if you guys have a different suggestions, then by all means go ahead and show it to me. I'm open for other suggestions, you know. But I think this is the most universal one you're going to get. I guarantee you, even if you had the calibrator come to your house with a professional calibrating equipment, he would most likely have something similar to what I have here. Because I was looking for a key balance here, and that's what I got here. What I mean by the key balance is a balanced picture. And I think that's what I achieved here for the game. Remember, this is only for the game. It's not for the movies. Yes, you can use it for the movies, but I suggest switching a tone of color to Expert 1 for the movies. And for the game, leave the neutral color on here. That's what I'm suggesting for the games. Keep the color at neutral. Alright, so well, there you have it, guys. That's my video for today. Later on, I'm going to do the Godfather live stream. As you all know, Fridays and Saturdays I do live stream. So tonight, around 5 o'clock, we'll do some Godfather live stream. From original PlayStation 2, we'll do some Godfather. And it'll be about, probably about 5 hours. We'll go with 4 to 5 hours of live stream, depending how long I can go. But I'll try to go 4 hours to 5 hours if I can. You know, I can't promise you that I will be able to do 5, but most likely I'll end up doing 4 hours live stream. But we'll see what happens. But it'll be a Godfather tonight. We'll do that. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll see you tonight on my Godfather live stream, which will be tonight at 5 o'clock. So make sure you come join me at 5 o'clock. I'm releasing this video early, so that way you know that I'm going to be doing a live stream at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. today. And if you live in West Coast, LA or Seattle, then it's going to be 2 p.m. in the afternoon for you. And if you live in the UK, it's going to be 10 o'clock p.m. And I figured it should be okay because it's Friday night and everybody's off, I guess, you know, not working. So I think 10 p.m. for you guys in UK should be all right. Because I know I have a lot of fans from UK. that they're watching me here. So, and here, look at this. Look how beautiful this looks. Looks nicely detailed. Nothing's crushed, and you can watch it from any angle. Even if I was sitting here, I can play this game. Like from an angle, it wouldn't bother me. It would look great, you know. All right. Now, there's one more thing I gotta address. You know, people who give me dislikes. Listen, it's most likely a person that has joint accounts, like one or two or three or four accounts, and he just keeps clicking with his joint accounts, constantly clicking dislikes no matter what I release. But here's something that this person or this individual doesn't understand is every time you come to my channel and hit the dislike, you're actually helping me get the views. Meaning my monetized videos that you're clicking on will get more revenue, will get more views, and meaning you'll make me more money. So I don't understand. Well, actually, you're just helping me pretty much. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to bring more people. If you can bring maybe 3,000 to 4,000 people to hit the dislike, that would really help me out because hitting dislike doesn't do me any damage. It only helps me get more views, and it also helps me get more monetization, more revenue. So there you have it. But hey, if that's what you feel like you got to do what you got to do. Just remember, you're helping me make money. That's all you're doing. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Have a good one, though. Take care. I'll see you tonight on the Godfather PlayStation 2 game live stream at 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific, and then 10 p.m. UK. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.